I believe we're live. So,
We are live.
hello, everyone. Kenyon here, Basketball Rewind. I'm joined by Coach, and we're gonna try to get going with this second round, and talk about it.
Oh, should we tweet out
Yeah, we can tweet out.
or
We
share
we
the
are
link?
live though. I already tweeted something out though.
Oh, did you? Okay.
I did. Yeah. So, if people don't join, that's cool. Um, people will always trickle in as you continue to go. So yeah. First things first. What did you think of the first round? Like, was there anything that really um, was like shocking to you, or really was surprising? Before we get into anything else,
Uh, I think Yegor going as high as he did, that was shocking to me to the Nets. Some
right?
of the Nets draft picks, quite honestly, I really don't get what they're trying to do. I know they're trying to load up on young talent. I guess I get that to a degree, but I guess with some of their picks, I would have gone a different route. I think there was
Yep.
I would not, for one, I'd never have taken 5 picks. That's too much for any coaching staff. I think that's kind of disastrous. I think you could take 2 or 3 on. I think that's reasonable. But five's way too much.
I mean, I do like Jordy, but to your point, it's a lot to put on Jordy.
Yeah, it is.
It does sound like the. I don't think that it's fully started yet, but it does sound like the overall Suns war room has made a decision, and that would be on Rasheer Fleming already. So yeah,
Good for them. They've had a decent draft.
they have. Now I at some point I'm going to get all the transactions through, and make these different shorts on the different just on the different teams involved, but we'll go step by step. Yang at 16, that is actually a good one. Will I did not I thought Yang would be there. Now I know that some people think that Yang can't play next to Klingon. I disagree with that. I saw someone mention that on Twitter today. To me, I think Yang, like, if I'm Portland, I'm going to start stashing guys in the G League, and that's what Yang provides him. 4 years. If he becomes something in 4 years, it's a very low upside. It's a low risk to do that. So yeah.
Ms. Mark
Interesting.
Tatum.
I just have to do one quick thing. I'll be back in literally less than 30 seconds, Coach. Count it down.
I will keep the audience occupied.
Okay.
Okay. Our esteemed host will be back. So I am your esteemed host for now. Um, I see, Will, you're in the comments. Good to see you as always, to hear your opinions. Yang at 16 was absolutely a shock. I saw him as a little bit of a second round, and I was a little shocked they invited him to the draft. So I kind of had this idea. I'm like, he might go in the first round.
Yeah, I'm happy for him too. Um, See all the families here. It's a weird crowd kind of atmosphere. It looks nicer this year. Like the last year, it seemed like it was almost like a small like conference room in terms of the
Yeah,
background.
yeah, no, it was. It was like it looked like the lobby of like a hospital or something.
Yeah,
Kind of strange.
this looks a little bit more professional. So
Well, yeah, Mel, but there's interest, right?
yeah,
I know there was a time where not many people were interested in the draft, but there's so much talent that's being produced every year now, and this is a year, quite honestly, that wasn't that good for the second round. Everybody went back to school.
a decentralized draft. So how does that work? Well, like, are they having people like, is it done just online, or like even from a draft show, like, how, I guess, do they phone in on the people? Hey, Daniel Frank,
Hey, Daniel,
what do you think about a decentralized draft?
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, it's done like the, I'm guessing you mean like the second round. It's
No teams run the floor. Oh, okay,
oh,
because they do that
interesting.
in the NHL. Yeah, yeah.
So explain to me, Coach, how does that work? So you seem to understand.
I'm just saying in hockey, they have every team is on the floor with all their executives, and then they make picks
Oh,
that way. So
like right there.
right
Like
there.
you
So
gotta face the people that you've probably promised. Like
well,
right
how it is,
there.
everyone's on the floor, and the executives go to the podium and they make the selection, and then the hockey players come down from the stands, basically come get their jersey, and then they do a photo op and kind of go from there. It's a little different. It's a little different
Mm,
than the NBA because you have the executives actually there. I mean, last night the Raptors, they were all in Toronto making their pick, calling in,
right.
as do all the other teams.
Oh, okay. Okay. I mean, I don't know. I feel like that might be better because you kind of see you get to meet with the people that you're
Yeah,
like your team in a sense.
I kind of like it that way.
You might have the star player there too. Like you'd have like in this case it'd be like Scotty there or whatever. So yeah.
Yep, then the teams do that as well. Sometimes they'll have the star player come up with the teams and make the pick.
Yeah. Now, at some point, I am gonna just as the second round gets through, I will bring some people up on board. So I will put out the link in a little bit. I just want to get through. But yeah. And hey, Effie, what was your thought? And you too, Daniel Frank. What were your thoughts on the pick? Will, I don't think I actually heard your full thoughts as well. So let us know. Let me know. I'm just kind of curious. Yeah, I'm gonna put the call-in link in just a little bit.
And maybe we should wait for Beyond to come on
Yeah,
first.
I'm gonna wait till Beyond comes first,
Yeah,
and,
we'll
and then
bring
and then
people
we'll,
in.
we'll put it out. Will the Raps draft it? I don't know. I at this point it's a mystery box. So probably draft the best player available.
I want to say something, but I won't.
Yeah, you. I mean, you're allowed to.
I know. Yeah,
You
I'm
know.
looking for someone in the second round who really good defensively and can't shoot. That's what I
Oh,
want to say.
hello.
Hey, well, you know what, Daniel? I will say it's not just Malwatch. There was a lot of people on
Yeah,
the board, but hey, that's okay. We actually already did a kind of analysis on CMB. We put it up already. A couple people watched it, so definitely check that out. I should actually put that link out first before I put the join link. Beyond, how are you doing? We're gonna have people join us, here and there, just for
hey, good
so.
for Mr. Fleming.
Yep. The pick is
Yeah,
in,
man.
by the way, for Minnesota. Beyond your thoughts now, now that you get to say it in front of everyone. What's your
Well, I've been
thoughts?
saying it all day, man. I don't like the pick. I don't
Yeah.
care for the pick. I wish the young man in this case the best.
Mhm.
But I said it last night. I've been saying it for months. The one player did not want pick for the Raptors because of who the Raptors are and what the roster looked like was CMB, and they went right to the fire. Went straight to the fire. So, hey, man, it is what it is, man. Good for young Fleming. I like to see everyone get on the board, man. It's a shame he's the one guy from the green room last night that didn't get through, but I think
Yeah.
he's going to be a pretty damn good player. I think it's a good pick for Minnesota, man.
Oh,
Minnesota-
going to Phoenix.
Or
Yep.
Phoenix. Oh, yeah, I
Phoenix,
see it there.
Minnesota. The pick is in, but yeah, they decide on Rasheer Fleming like
Yeah, good job,
almost an
Phoenix.
hour ago.
Phoenix
Yeah,
came away with Malwatch and Fleming. Not bad.
not bad at all.
Now I know some people wanted Fleming at our pick. I actually think that would have been a bit of a reach. But yeah,
Well,
thank you,
obviously-
Effie. Yeah, I linked the video. Coach joined me for that one. Beyond will definitely give his thoughts. But yeah, like what do you think of the young man just on his own? And then I mean we talked about it already, but yeah, what do you think about the young man on his own? And then obviously within the context of the team.
Well, I mean, I have my biases. I'm not a fan of tweeners. I'm just going to be straight. I've
I
always
agree.
been that way. But he's got some skills around the hoop. No two ways about it. He's
Mhm.
got a pretty decent mid-range jumper, which is good to see. Defensively, from what I've seen and what everyone said, he's a beast defensively. But I do have concerns about the NBA level. If that defense will translate on the NBA level, will his feet be quick enough when he has to play wings? I mean, he's got all this reach, but when it's all said and done, 7'1" and 7'1", you get as much reach as you want. If you're 7'1" that you're playing against as a center, that could be a
Yeah.
concern. And on the offensive end, as well as he is in the post, and I said before, I'm not trying to make light of this, but it's just the archetype I've seen. Guys in this case here, I'm not saying he's this, but when it's all said and done, And quite honestly, actually, in some ways, it's not disrespect at all. Corliss Williamson and everyone chuckles. But Corliss Williamson was a player of the year, right? Like, it wasn't like he was some Joe down the street. Like, he was actually a guy who could play. Played about a good 10, 12, 13-year career. Had some nice numbers. I think sometimes he's averaging like 16 and 8. But the thing that struggled with Corliss Williamson was, as well as some other guys that are in that prototype, is getting their shot off and finishing around the hoop. Even uber athletic guys like Zion, the one stat he had so far in his career that's been a little suspect has been finishing around the hoop.
I mean, Corliss Williamson, if I'm not mistaken, was actually I'm gonna look it up right now.
Big
He
Suey,
was
man.
an
Crazy.
NCAA, he was actually a champion at all levels.
Yeah.
Wow, he was
Yeah.
NCAA champion. He was he was.
He's like no slouch when I say this, right? But the problem is with guys like that, they're hard to find a spot for on both sides because they're in between. They're too strong for some guys, but they're also too slow. But they're also, in this case here, they're not tall enough in other circumstances. So like, to have a guy that who has duplicative skills as some of the guys on our roster, I don't know what this team is doing at this point.
Yeah.
Why? I'm of the mindset, why pick a guy to try to teach him how to shoot when you got other guys you could pick in this case here? And I said before this afternoon, the delta between, for all the guys that are going best player available, even if you think he's the best player available, the delta between him and the next guy is like this big. It ain't like something in this case here where the next player available is like, okay, I have Dylan Harper and then I'm going
right.
this. No, this is not what we're talking about here. So,
right.
Overall, I wish him luck. I am curious to see how this is all going to play out. Some type of rubbernecking scenario. I'm kind of curious to see what the Wizard Darko is going to do with this offensive set. I can't wait to see that. And overall, just short term, I am looking forward to seeing what the summer league looks like with him and Jacoby and Shed and some of these guys. So yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, I think for me, beyond the rubbernecking side of things, I think, and I will get to your question about Amari Williams, Daniel Frank. I think the interesting thing for me is, yes, how it all fits together. He's not a bad pick. Oh. Okay, Noah goes a little bit early. I'm actually so all the wings are going early, which is telling you a lot about how the NBA is viewing.
But that's an interesting point, right?
Yeah.
Because the priority yesterday was pretty much get as big as tall as you can. That's the most set centers I've seen go in a long time in the draft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yet today, to your point now, what's the next biggest thing everyone's going for?
Everyone's going for size and sizing up. Except for us, of course.
Exactly. Yeah, we work in the short.
So we're gonna we probably will actually to Harleen's point, shout out to Harleen. Well, we probably will end up with Ryan Nembhard. Not that there's anything wrong with Nembhard, but sound like Seinfeld there. Not that there's anything wrong with him.
No, but Beyond brought up an interesting point. I bet you Malawatch didn't even guess he was going to end up in Phoenix, or Derek Queen in New Orleans, Sorber in OKC. I think OKC get a fantastic value pick in Sorber.
So Effie, if you stick around, I'm going to put the link out once we get to the Raptors pick, and then from there, I'm not saying that I don't care, but we can chit chat.
Yeah, let's face it, man. After you get past 40, it gets pretty thin.
Yeah.
Well,
I was trying to be nice here, but
I'm just hoping one of Reynaud or Kalkbrenner is on the board, but because
it is possible, because there's not all of these teams that need a big, especially since they picked a big in the earlier round.
Well, Charlotte might take a big now.
I'm just looking at I'm just looking at fit in this category because I've been getting some messages all day about fit, and there's more context around fit. But if we were to get Reynaud, you can have him in CMB. That can make some sense.
But you do have that's true, Coach. You do have Charlotte with 2 picks in a row, and I don't see them picking bigs for both picks. So that would allow for
Mark Williams is gone.
Yeah, exactly.
True. You know what? I could see Maxine going here because I've heard that they want shooting. Could also see Kalkbrenner going here. I still don't know if I see 2, but it's possible. Yeah. It is possible.
Oh, Will, you are correct. Joe Dumars did say that today. Offered the 23rd and that 2026 big time pick that they got.
I think sometimes a lesson needs to be learned.
Whose pick is that? because I know that it was
It
unprotected.
could be Milwaukee's or it could be
Yeah, it was the better of the Bucks and the Pelicans. I think it's like
Pelicans, yes.
basically a three-way swap. Which here, think about it this way: you want Milwaukee's pick for next year, right?
There's Reese.
So if you want Milwaukee's pick for next year, and you're trying to go for Giannis, that would have been potentially a very interesting get to have.
Yeah, I agree. I know this is the thing. I think from a basketball discourse standpoint around the draft, sometimes you just gotta believe people when they say certain things.
Yeah.
Like in some ways, in a way, this doesn't surprise me. Is like what some of these things are. Joe Dumars told us, "I want a young big."
It is a big drop, by the way, Will. Yeah. And welcome, Reese. I'm gonna put the link out, like I said, close to the Raptors thing. I just wanted to kind of get settled here. So yeah.
But the mindset of Masai in this front office was on full display last night.
100%.
Yeah.
Everybody was on the board. Sorry, continue.
Oh no, I was just gonna ask when you're done. Just anyone's thoughts on Amari Williams?
Big kid, athletic, put up some decent numbers per 36. Looks like team might take a swing on him.
Would you take a swing on him at the Raptors pick?
Maybe. Need some size. At some point, you're going to need some size.
Yeah.
I have some others I'd rather take a swing on. But
I just hope it's a situation where we're not talking more about the second rounder than the first rounder like last year, where we're talking more about Mobo than like Jacoby Walter. Like at some
We
point,
were talking Mobo because Mobo is Scotty's buddy. Let's call it what it is. Let's call it a buck.
That's
all right.
That's
If
true.
Mobo was just a dude we just picked up, no one's talking about Mobo more than Jacoby Walter.
That's true.
Let's call it a buck.
I mean, because they were like literally doing like full on commercial type stuff, like two seconds from the draft for some people, and yeah, it was. I think that they were Oof. Yeah.
Oof.
No.
You should highlight. You should highlight that. There you go.
Isn't that what do you always say, Coach? Buzz your girlfriend Wolf. Whatever it is.
How about Home Alone for that? Yeah.
At least they're consistent, though.
They consistent. Oh yeah. That Noah board
Yeah.
that only works for Dylan Brooks. That's about it.
If they got Nemhard, yeah, you know what? That is true. Nemby would be hyped up probably more than CMB, but I mean, don't get me wrong. Nemhard's a nice. Oh, Orlando's going big wing hunting again.
Penda goes to Orlando because
Pep-
they have a plan.
Yeah.
Hey, Memphis got a plan too, and it's all the same plan with the two same teams.
Oh man!
I'm just saying.
Oh man!
Honestly, Detroit should take a center actually too. I see Detroit at 37.
Well, but you guys have Duran and Isaiah Jackson. Sorry,
Ooh, nice pick.
Isaiah Stewart. I mean,
yeah, that's not enough.
But to your point, you need to kind of get something a little bit more. I'm a little bit behind you guys, but I'm seeing that Charlotte is.
I haven't got a pick either. Now the pick's in for me, so
I get the pick.
Yeah, Coach.
Coach is always on the fastest feed.
It's the Duke guy, Zion James to Charlotte.
Oh, really? Wow.
Okay.
Well, they picked. Hey, yeah, that's right, Effie. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, nice.
You got Knippel, McNeely last night, kind of the similar players, I would say. I think Knippel's got a little more game, but Zion James, that guy can defend. He reminds me a little bit of Lou Dort. That's just big, strong, defend.
This might be part of the plan, by the way. It's not the best plan, but it is a plan.
When are they gonna get some size?
I actually, if we go get a star, I would keep CMB, by the way.
Well, I already told you earlier today that if it was me as GM based on this team and say we had to burn it down by Christmas, the only people I'd keep is CMB, Grady, and Jacoby. Everybody else, man, make sure you got your luggage packed. See you at the door.
Even Shamshi, he gets the door too.
Even your man, I'm sorry, man.
Oh.
Even the Chomchi whisperer, I got to talk to you, man. He might have to go too, Coach.
Hey,
We'll
man,
see.
Chomsky can stay.
Man, everyone wants to rush his development.
We'll see if we got some room for him still left, man. We'll see. You know, he and Shed are in the bubble. Let's put it that way. But boy,
Okay.
everybody else, it's been fun, man. AJ Lawson, adios.
And but by the way, the Pistons have our second rounder this year as well.
Yes, 2 spots up. Pistons will take a big. You catch a break so far in this case. You might have a center there for yourselves, Toronto, based on how things are looking right now.
Yes.
Hey, we got a Raptors cookout space right now. There you go.
You want to join? No, I'm just kidding.
I'm good.
So I was good on this personally. I feel like while Derek White is an upgrade on what we have going on, I don't. How tall is Derek White again?
6'4".
6'3", 6'4" max.
Yeah, so it's like having a more defensive, better playmaking quickly who can like help. Like he does a lot for Boston, but I don't know if it's like the right kind of move for us, in my opinion. I feel like it's one of those things that could end up. You might end up looking back. Now I know a lot of people are saying, "Well, is the number 9 pick gonna add, give you more than Derek White?" But I'm like, a number 9 pick isn't gonna cost you what Derek White is gonna cost you. We're also at that point.
I want the PR people of TJ McConnell and Derek White, man. I need them. Good grief. The number 9 pick for Derek freaking White. Are we kidding me?
You mean superstar Derek White?
Yeah. 2 for 12 in this case. Yeah, that dude.
Yeah. I feel like people forget those moments. It's like the 0 points against Charlotte. People forget those moments. It happens. Sometimes those moments are good to forget, though.
To answer Will's question, I wouldn't have. I don't think I would have done it either, Will, with that deal. I get it. I like Derek White, but I just.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking back before I made that selection. I'm not doing it.
Why are we skipping steps? Like that's what I don't get.
I don't mind skipping steps if the outcome is actually to go to Eastern Conference Finals.
But
if it's to get Giannis, that's a different story. But we're skipping steps to go get Derek White.
That's my point. Like
Derek. I see what you're saying. You're saying that Derek White comes after you get Giannis.
Yeah, those are added players where it's like okay, it's like okay, we kind of on the footsteps. We get Derek White, a la Boston. You don't get Derek White as the foundational player to start stuff with. It's like what are we doing here?
Yeah, we have lost the horse. That's for sure.
Right. It's like no.
I think it's Elijah Martin. If
we're serious about picking, if we're serious about moving forward, then all bets should be off at this
Spike
point.
Spike got a reason to come, man. He got a draft pick. All right, Spike.
Yes.
Don't worry. No, the Knicks will trade about heartbeat. Don't worry about Spike, man. You should know by now.
Okay, so the Charlotte is going through their second one, 76ers, Timberwolves, and then the Pistons at our own pick, I'll kind of open things up. Are the Raptors a playing team? It is.
I don't know.
Daniel, do you mean as of today, or do we think that they're going to make moves towards it? I think if you're asking me today, based on how the East is shaped up and the moves that like Atlanta and others, I would say that they are closer to being a play-in team. They're not a tanking team, but they are a playing team that could very well become a tanking team.
Today, you're kidding. Today might be.
Yeah.
They might be a 9 or 10 seed today. I'm just looking at what Atlanta did. Atlanta's had a great offseason so far, and with that pick that they just got from the Pelicans yesterday over the next 2 years, man, the best thing they did was probably fire Landry Fields. Quite honestly.
Yeah. And Will, I agree with you. Low 40s win. I think that's like a probable outcome, but it's not entirely probable. I think between 38 to maybe 41 is kind of the range that you're looking at.
Sorry.
Yeah, you're talking right. Sorry.
Wait,
Sorry.
did Charlotte just double? Like, because to me, you shouldn't need 10 minutes to pick two guys.
Should
called
you,
Fire.
Well, Mouth, you gonna be watching some Charlotte games this year?
you
Okay,
should
so
take more than
would
5 minutes to pick one guy.
that means Kalkbrenner. So they picked both centers then.
No. They took the James kid from Duke.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Sorry.
Mouth.
Yeah. Kalkbrenner. Yep. Wow. Well, there you go. Therio? Anyone into
Yeah, I'm. Fine.
Like, I mean, I'll take anything.
Actually, the kid from I don't know, Proctor. You know what? I would him or Bray from Kentucky.
Proctor. Now Proctor looks interesting.
People, I'm
Wait,
not.
where did Walter Clayton Jr. go again last night?
Washington or Utah?
Yeah.
There's the trade there.
Utah.
It was a Utah. Yeah.
They talked about Ace didn't show up at the thing today.
So
Ace didn't show up today.
That's not good. That's not good. Was he charging them for interviews too?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know, but hey, you were warned.
I'll keep this up
warned.
on Ado Therio. It's just, I mean, it's like you're getting I don't know though, because he's kind of overlapping a little bit with CMB. What do you guys think?
Who?
The guy from Arkansas.
I think he's got a bit of a better first step.
Okay.
I think he might be a better athlete, but he's not as good as him. But I think there's just more.
You'll fit right in there. Don't worry about it.
If they're willing to give up on Ochai Obaji, you can definitely get Dayron Sharp. Yes.
Yeah, they have zero flexibility, I believe.
No, their optionality is not a thing on this roster. But we do sure talk about it. What I would say is, in just a, he's expected to be there. Yeah, I just feel like there is a chance that we could go after like a Sharp. I think it would be not the worst idea. You'd have to overpay. You'd have to give him like close to the full mid level. Boucher would be gone, and then you're looking at like just to duck under the tax somehow, probably shipping out a guy like Ochai Obaji. But I mean,
about to overpay Pirtle, so why not? We might as well overpay some more centers. What's the problem?
True.
We're just throwing out money left, right, and center. Hey,
Very true.
You get a new contract, and you get a new contract, and you get a new contract.
Did I read? No, I didn't. I did see that he had an interview. I'm catching up on some of this stuff.
I did see it. I saw the excerpt of kind of the main part of it. And
I saw that he wants to come back.
I don't blame him though, because he's like, I'm in the part of my career now. I like to play. I like to be on a winning team. I don't want to be sitting on the bench on a 30-win team. And I don't blame him for that.
Well, if you have a link, share it in the thing, and I will definitely share that out.
He knows the only place he can make money off the court is in this market. That's why he don't want to.
Yeah, but he wants to have his cake and eat it too, which I do not blame him.
I don't blame him.
He wants to be here, and
Yeah.
If I'm Philadelphia's on the clock, I know exactly who I'm going with. You go with the big French kid. You get Edgecombe, you got him. Go with him, unless you don't want to be there. I know this is all about the agents negotiating with the teams for their guys to get playing time.
That's part of it.
Because a lot of it,
so it's like, hey, how's Embiid's health is really what it comes down to.
Yeah, it's not really about you're on the board, we select you. It's a lot of negotiations.
What about this Vladislav Goldin,
yeah, from Michigan.
The big tall fella. I like. Yeah. Yep. Good UMM boy. I don't mind that either. I just want a guy to play, and he can play.
You know who he reminds me
Proctor,
of?
But yeah.
Zubak.
A little bit. Yeah,
A
there
little
is
bit
a
like
little
Zubak. Yep.
Just like I don't mind him at all. Like I mean, just give me someone 7 feet tall could play a little bit, please.
I mean,
That's probably.
like the way that I look at it, right, is just like you have something like this. Boucher, if Boucher is thinking that he's gonna have to outweight Darko, he's gonna be waiting for a long time, bro. It's a lot of. He will be growing the strongest gluteus maximus on the end of the pine.
I ain't so sure about that. I'm not too sure about that.
Although Darko feels his job's on the line, Boucher be getting in pretty quick.
I don't think so too much. I'll just put it that way. You might, I would say Boucher may be onto something.
You know, if they're going to do this with centers, though, I would rather them go for a center in free agency and go for like a Dayron Sharp, personally.
I still don't see how that helps them out.
I can see Pirtle getting $30 million at max. I think there's other people who've said like 35. I'm joking about that, but I don't think he's going to get 35. I think it's going to be closer to 20, 25. So
nice.
that lets me know that it's not the French kid.
It's I think it's beyond someone that your father likes. I think remember you telling me.
Let's see.
You'll see.
Oh, Broom.
Johnny Broom.
Broom, my dad's boy, man.
Yes.
Broom.
Not a bad pick. Not a bad pick by Philly.
Honestly,
he's a center too, by the way.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I mean, he's like a slash power forward.
Yeah.
He's a bit boozer, but he's a little taller. But like,
it's all the leverage.
I ain't gonna lie, man. Like if he fell and we were at 39, I would have picked him. I would pick him.
Yeah, he reminds me a little bit of Randall, not like Randall light.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if we're gonna get that French kid.
It's a good pick for Philly. Good.
I might feel a little bit better if we did.
I feel a lot better. Because I don't know if he's going to go. Who did the Timberwolves get again? Let me just look. Who did the Timberwolves? They got no that got traded away. Hold on.
Good spin move. Good spin move there.
Javon Small.
Yeah, they got Beringer. I don't know if I see the Timberwolves going for the French kid. So he's still a possibility. I'm surprised. Are you guys surprised by how far Maxine is kind of fallen?
A little bit.
A little bit. I think the thing is with him, but being fair, like he's probably of all the quote top guys for centers, he's probably the weakest defensively.
Cool.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's hurt him a little bit. You know that he may not be as agile as some of the other fellas, and I think that might be hurting him a little bit.
So in 2 picks, I'm gonna open it up and I'm gonna invite some people up. But yeah, let's see who the Timberwolves. Yeah, the Timberwolves are taking. This is actually an extremely, it's like Nets through Suns through whatever. It's one of those 3 different trades to get to this. What are they saying out on the good old grill?
I don't know. I just went to check and didn't really.
Okay, so we got still on the thing. Boy, it really drops off a cliff in about 4 picks, man. Ooh,
right at our pick.
Yeah. I'm like,
it's slim pickings. It's like that's a lot.
I mean, I watch Fairmont college basketball. I got to start pulling up, like, getting brochures of who some of these dudes are. Like, who? Like, oh, geez. Yikes.
Like I said, Proctor's still on the board, so if they want to go snag Proctor somehow, He's still on the board. He's an interesting one. Do-do-do-do-do.
Oh,
There you
Yeah.
go.
Euro.
Well,
this is going to LA, going to the
hey,
Lakers.
hey, Adam. Well, that's it. Do they need Broom badly? I think that they need a more established guy. Obviously, they still have Koloko in their in their stable of sorts. I think that they might look to they might look for one of the better centers in this in the free agency class.
Did I miss something? Broom got traded.
No,
Oh wait,
I thought he was going to Philly.
is
So why does Lakers need Broom badly? I don't get that. Adam.
unless that was he mentioned that before the pick.
no. This is going to the Lakers.
Yeah, dude's going to. Actually, not a bad pick for them.
Yeah, okay.
He
So
fit
the Lakers,
Luka.
so the Lakers at least get their center. Then I didn't think that then.
No, he's a wing.
Yeah. What did you guys think of Austin Reeves declining the $90 million extension?
Wants his money.
He wants his money. I think he knows in the market he might be a better offer.
Yeah.
And also, too, I think is once again, see, folks who say it's like,
How much ball is left?
yeah, exactly,
Opportunity?
fit, right? But but honestly, I think that if they say things remain the same, even still the trade never happens, I think he resigns with the Lakers.
Yeah, but now it's like he might be looking for a new home.
I'm sorry, man. Like I mean, I said, I love me some number 77, but like he's got a bit of a rep that's hard to play with him. It's hard to play with him, man.
Is the 38th pick just before us? Is that going to Indiana or the Spurs?
That's Indiana's pick
That's in the
Okay,
NBA.
okay, so this
They're
is Spurs
picking
here.
them
for now.
They're picking them hard. Don't worry about that.
So it's
It's Detroit on the clock. If they
Detroit basketball. Get me a big Detroit.
it's the Spurs' original pick, but it's
going
owned by
to
Indiana.
going to Indy, yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna this one go.
Get the pick. Get the big boy.
So
Yeah,
get
big
instant
boy.
reactions from people.
Alex Tui, he worked out for the Raptors very early on.
I like these new caps this year, man. With the whole with the cursive. Nice.
Yeah, it's clean.
Mm-hmm. I like those a lot.
I also like that they could just go up and snag the
They're
hat
going to
right
sell them in
there.
the store. That's the thing. Where this is one of those things.
Oh, this is the NBA store?
Well, it must be the NBA store, right? Because I mean, that probably cost me in this case a small mint in this case to get that. I just wonder if, like, if you went to Lowe's, for example, could you buy this type of hat?
Yeah. Well, they'll have them online for shortly, I know. Like if you go to Real Sports or whatever.
Yeah, that's a clean looking hat, man. Get myself a nice Maverick one there.
Yep. True.
I update my Maverick gear these days. Man.
You gonna get it? You gonna get a flag jersey?
Yeah, I'm considering it. We'll see, man. See what Christmas, what's in the old stocking at Christmas time for Beyond. See if I've been naughty or nice.
Stay strong. Get the PS5. Get the PS5. That's all I'll say.
I might go really off the board and go get a Cedric Coward jersey.
Oh wow, you really going?
That'd be really going off the board.
You and his family might be the only ones having that jersey, but that's a deep cut, man.
That would I would be the only person I think in Canada to have that jersey.
You're the only person
I
in
respect
America
it.
besides this case his family, a few of his buddies from
I
St.
respect
John's.
it. I respect it. I like Cedric Howard. I really do.
From his alma mater. Dang,
Okay,
Cedric
so
Coward.
the pick is in.
Me and Siakam's agent will each have his jerseys.
So just keep in mind, Maxine is on the board, and so is Proctor.
Yeah, and Brave from Kentucky. He can shoot, man. But they did bring in two. He's a 6'9" wing. He's not like a 4 who
Detroit, give me a big man. I want some more depth in the
Let
front
me
court.
put this.
It was getting tough there when Stewart got hurt. We didn't really have much to go to back there.
Jameer Watkins still on the board, Florida State guy. Did well in his workout.
Kind of right now a little apprehensive getting any more FSU guys.
Big Rocco was on the board. He's the tallest guy in the draft. Rocco Sarkarski from New Zealand.
He can shoot.
My apologies to Australia. He is from Australia.
Yeah, but it'd be fighting.
So yeah,
I know. That's why I had to go apologize right away.
Wrong Commonwealth country. My apologies.
Yes.
It's not you black caps. You're gonna rock by New Zealand black cap.
Are they the Kiwis? New Zealand
Yeah.
is the Kiwis. Yeah.
Yeah, the black caps. I get my black caps hat right now, man. I go get my hat right there. They represent the NZ.
I get the feeling with the Raptors, maybe it's Nemhard. Might be this Javon Small.
I don't
kid,
know
actually.
if it's Nemhard, because I've heard that we've promised certain guards already for undrafted stuff. So
Nemhard's getting picked by his brother's team in about 2 minutes. That's why
Yeah.
they made the trade. You didn't get in there. It's like get in before the Canadian team gets in here. We're gonna pick them. I don't think that's a coincidence. They're
they
gonna pick.
already did announce that he's going to be the
Look, man, these are
starting guard.
the little side things that happen behind the deals, right? Because I scratch your back, you scratch mine. Nemhard and Siakam have the same agent. Nemhard working behind the scenes to get Siakam to come to Indiana. Nemhard becomes successful in Indiana. Hey, man, for doing a good old bang up job, Andrew, for doing that covert work, we'll draft your brother.
Can you literally help a brother out?
Yeah, really help your brother out, exactly. So don't be surprised. But hey, man, you guys the big
love
fish
it.
here.
I was talking to Raps. He made a good point. Are you guys going to watch the Utah Summer League this year? Because Ace is going to be there.
Hey, my man. I'm always ready to watch my man wherever he's playing, man. So he's my.
It'll cost you. It might cost you for the rights to.
Hey,
Yes, that is
you
true.
know I'm there, man. Of course I'm there. My man.
Jeez.
Boy. Oh gosh. Right now the NBA too corporate, man. He's shaking things up, man. He's
He certainly has not buttoned up.
Here
But
comes
that,
Mark Tatum
he
to
might
the
be an old
podium.
school NBA player for the 80s and 90s where it's just like a little more unpredictable.
Oh, okay.
Cam Jones.
Mr. Jones.
Cam
Mr. Jones.
All right.
Not
so
to the
we-
Spurs. Is that to the Spurs? Is
That's
that
to the
Spurs?
Pacers.
Yeah, that would be to
And
the
we on the
Pacers.
board, and
So
Maxime
we're on
right
the
now
board.
is
we
on
have a
the
chance for
board.
center once more.
You know what we need? We need the meme of Masai just going right going.
Tonight, if we take him, we spell redemption. Maxime.
Cam Jones is a tall Marquette guard. Good for him.
Those Marquette players
They
play
do
tough,
they
though.
do need a guard. The question is, do we still go small with the guards, or do we go big with the guards, or do we get Maxi Marino?
Yeah, bloody big man. Just stop playing around with this, man. I'm in mouth now, man. At some point, man, the game's about getting the ball in the hoop and about having as many tall guys as possible.
Proctor is a front office type pick, so I'll be happy with Proctor. I'll just say that. I might be alone.
I'd be fine with it. Yeah.
Where's Proctor playing?
We'll figure it out, man.
Third string point guard, baby.
Okay, so let me get this straight. We made a guarantee for a guy last year to be our backup point guard, well, guaranteed contract. So now we're going to dump him for the guy in this case that doesn't have one.
No,
Yeah,
I said third
basically.
string. I said third string.
Proctor to be the third string.
Yeah, that's what he said.
I think Proctor's actually probably more talented in this case here than Shed.
Yeah, he is.
So what do we do?
Let him fight it out, man. Let him fight out for the backup spot.
Good
Don't worry,
Lord.
they get plenty.
We'll
They
be
get plenty of
back and
time.
we'll let you know. And
And there's the Joker
we'll talk.
mentality right again. There we go. Right, Dark Knight. Here we go. Toss a stick in there. Here we go. How about fellas? Once again, man.
I think the Raptors pick is not going to be right now.
Don't. No. You got to wait.
No,
I'm the slowest
okay, I
here.
will. I won't say it. No, they haven't made it. I'll wait.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't worry about
Nobody post in the chat, please.
Well, we'd be here for a while because the Raptors take their sweet time, selecting.
Oh yeah, they still counting down.
So I just put the
much.
link out. People can join. I'm gonna after the pick is, I'll get people.
Yeah, my man, Shaka, man. The Marquette boys don't play, man. They're gonna come in. They're gonna come. They're hungry. So a lot of people taking a lot of guards and wings in the second round.
Yeah.
Interesting. We work the reverse philosophy. We'll see. Maybe we do the same.
We work the reverse.
Yeah. Because in the world, in this case, there's less human beings of a certain height, so that's the reason why you try to get them when you can.
True. Very true.
Oh, man. That's cute. Nice little fella. Got a nice suit there, man. I like the little.
That's right, man. Looking sharp.
Seafoam green. Look at that little young fella. All right. You're having a good time in New York City, man. Watch your brother get drafted. Nice, man. That's the part's always the forgotten part, man. Watch the families and you see kind of the journey.
Oh, there you go. There you go. I see him.
Yeah, man. Oh, the Raptors on the clock.
Well, they still haven't come out yet. I'll just say that. Were we the only club last night that actually went overtime? People couldn't come out on time.
Yes.
I think.
I want to know. I want that open gym, coach. I want to see what that war room looked like that night. I suspect that war room will have a lot of division.
You won't get the truth. You won't get the truth on it, but yeah.
No, but that's what you want to know, because again, it's like, what is the drop off between your BPA versus the next guy down? Is it really that big of a drop off, or is it not? I don't know.
The pick is in.
So injury prone. Well, hey man, Daniel. There's a reason for that. We got CMB, and according to Bobby, he's going to be the backup small ball center.
Team needs availability and rim protector. Oh, you guys know so well.
Yes.
Good point by Bobby Marks here about the two ways.
Let's see.
Thank you, Windhorse.
What did he say? I did my volume turned down.
He said Malik has made the point they're 21 and 22 in the last 40-something games. And then when he goes, they tried to tank in this case, but the schedule wouldn't allow them.
True. True.
Okay.
The schedule was such that it made it hard.
When did you say it straight? There we go.
They made the pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw Effie. I haven't gotten there yet, but Effie put it in the chat. So
yeah, I tell you one thing. This boy here will tear some rim down. There's no two ways about that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I just don't know where he's gonna find place to play.
We got a Gator.
Yeah, I remember. I don't mind him. I don't mind.
He's an uber athlete. Like he can. He's like 6'4", 6'5", maybe.
He's like 6'3".
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know what to make of this.
You're just distraught.
I don't know. The guys are just tossing sticks in a thing and say, "Hey, we just pick one." It's like, who's on the stick? Okay, we'll pick this guy. I don't know what to make of this.
He is a champion.
A little bit undersized, Jay. You think?
Yeah.
Like he's in the top. I like him overall, but once again, this goes back to what I was saying earlier yesterday. Like,
because he's a shooting guard, but the problem is that he's a 6'2", 6'3" shooting guard.
Shooting guard.
Yeah, he's 6'1.5".
Oh, hold on 1 second. That sounds familiar. A 6'2", 6'3" shooting guard. They're trying to play point guard. Oh, hold on. He starts for our team. That's right. I forgot. Wait, what
I
are
don't. I don't mind.
Okay.
I don't mind it. It's not my. I still want it right now, but
I mean, Proctor would have been nice because then you size up. So we did not go with size at all.
no.
The man's shorter than Monica right now. Monica's taller than him right now with heels right now. Look at him. For answer. Maybe Monica get a two-way in this case. We get her to play. I know she'll know post stuff. She's a Georgetown girl, so I know she know post play. So
Goodbye, Ochai. I don't know about that.
I don't know.
I don't think it's going to be goodbye to anyone.
You know, Will making a great point because at some point the roster's imploding. At some point, someone got to go off the island.
That's what you think, man. They're going down with the ship.
I don't know
Ochai for a seat. Yeah, I can see that. Very strange draft for me. Yeah, it's a strange draft.
My gosh. Last year I gave them props. I said, okay, they came to their senses. I gave them for the most part, with the exception of the Mobo thing. I like what they did. This year is like pretty much the opposite. I don't know what the hell. It's almost like a different group of people showed up for this year's draft versus last year's draft. We sure get. You know what this feels like to me? This feels like last year they didn't have the full faith and confidence of Darko being part of the process. So they went and did their thing. This year, this feels like this is Darko's world. And he's getting the last say on this now. He got a nice little new extension that no one knows what the price is, of course. We still don't know, by the way. Even with the extension, we still don't know, man. That thing locked up tight in the
There's not even an extension. They just it was his original option.
Whatever it is.
He's just around for another year.
Man, no one knows the T's and C's with this dude's contract, man.
Can he shoot? He shoots 35% on about
goodness, man.
Up to 5.9 attempts a game.
And these are all Darko type. These feel like Darko picks, man. These feel like Darko.
We're in a Darko world.
Yeah, these feel like Darko picks. Because, like, obviously, this team has no interest in actually getting anybody over 6'10". We literally, our next best option is my man here that is the Whisperer.
But the thing is, Maxime Reynaud is literally right there. Like, please at least get him undrafted.
I don't know what is going on with this franchise. I really don't. They do realize they play basketball, right? Like, you know, this is not football or any other sport. This is one where you have to have all people.
I'm just good at looking at Twitter, and a lot of people who last night liked the pick, they don't like this pick.
Oh really? The water's just fine. People come on in. The quote your man. Let me look over here, like my man John McClain. Welcome to the party, pal.
I'm okay. I'm okay with this. Kind of know what you're getting,
Coach. You know what you're reminding me of? You're reminding me of the dog that has the thing in the fire in the background with the T saying, "Oh, this is fine."
The fire's just raging.
Yeah.
We put flames behind Coach.
Oh my goodness.
Everything's just going up.
It's fine. The water's just fine.
Coach is just defeated.
I actually wouldn't. Yeah, I'm okay. I like this guy plays with a toughness. I think he's a really good athlete.
But the point, where and when does he play, Coach?
Oh, probably not much at all unless someone gets hurt.
But as Will just said, everyone's favorite bench player, Ochai Agbaji is sitting out there. Here's the rotation at the moment.
Yeah, why do we need to replace Ochai?
You watch.
But that's my point. The rotation as of today: Pirtle, Barnes, Ingram, RJ, Quickly, 5.
Yeah, the depth chart is wild.
CMB, Grady, Walter, Shed. That's 9 dudes right there. And I didn't even get to the Whisperer yet. Because he's going to have to play because we have to have someone play backup center at some point. If they're going to give me CMB as the backup center, oh, hell no. But if we say that, that would be Chomchi at 10. where's this young man playing? And hit all these Battle fans. Sorry, Battle. Your friends.
I'm a Battle fan.
Yeah, I know so. You won't get no run. Sorry, man. You won't get no run. You are G League for life, man. Hometown boys like AJ Lawson, it's been fun. You ain't getting any chances up here. Sorry.
This kid, though, will probably get a two-way deal. Like, I don't think he's getting a guarantteed deal.
You say that, coach. You say that now.
Right, but my point
say that
now.
Sorry.
I don't know.
Trade the whole team demolition season.
Yeah. I mean, so 4-1. You don't like.
4-1-6 had a great tweet the other day, though, man. That was one of my favorite ones, man.
True.
We talk about Noah in this case, referred to somebody as one of his favorite players to learn from. He goes, "There's no way this dude ain't coming here. Ain't no one learned from him." That was hilarious.
So you're just saying that Noah sold things a little bit hard. It was like, listen, come on.
Well, I think Noah wanted to be here. I think Malwatch wanted to come here.
Yeah, I think so too.
And
I don't buy the whole thing that someone was trying to argue with me about Vicini saying that Malwatch was afraid to play here because of visa things. Like it. No.
Wouldn't that help his visa situation better by playing in another country? It's not the United States of America.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I would say so. He's coming in like everyone else. Like, oh, you're here for a day or two or 10 days? Okay, no problem. The problem is if you had to actually live in the United States, guys.
Hate is a strong word, I'll say. It'll be fine eventually one day. We're okay.
Look my man here, man. Look my boy, DJ the Billion. Look at Junior.
Man, did you hear about him talking about his story about how they didn't have electricity and stuff like that? I've been telling people, man, this guy went through. He's a hard worker.
I said, my friend knows the family, man. Like, look at Junior, man. Look at my man. Boy, Philadelphia, you don't know you just got the franchise right there, friends.
Yes.
You just got the franchise. No doubt. So, folks, I stuck with my gun from December. That's the man to watch, people. And no one's budging me off that, boy. I said, nah, I'm sticking with my man.
Per Michael Grange, heard buzz around Elijah Martin with Raptors. They liked his physicality on the defensive end. Very tough, active, very athletic. Non-stop motor. At minimum, he turns up the heat in your practice and G League environment.
Can I get a job like Michael Grange? Where I feel like I'm in the know after the fact, you know? I mean, that's a great job. I want a job like that. Like, it's like, they all say, voila. If that doesn't sound like a puff piece for the Raptors, I never heard one. That's it. Give me a break.
Oh, Kevin O'Connor. Elijah Martin and Colin Murray Boyles for the Raptors is a huge W. Two big-time tone setters who love playing defense.
Are we ever going to put the ball in the hoop?
We got no problem putting the ball in the hoop. Unfortunately, in this case here, the defense is one thing, but you're right. It's like when the time comes, we get stalled on half-court offense, which at some point you have to have that. It's going to get real ugly real fast,
Yeah. Brad Ingram is Kawhi, except for his foot ain't right. Yeah. Kawhi with the damn club foot.
Can't play defense quite like Kawhi. Not strong enough like Kawhi. Yeah.
No.
That's all.
Jeez.
Majorly efficient. Yeah. But besides that, he's Kawhi.
If we ever going to put the ball in the hoop. Oh, gosh.
One second. I'm just going to go grab a sweater.
It's my moment to shine as the host. Oh.
He sees himself starting. That's what he sees himself.
I knew that Nick Nurse wouldn't be able to pass on him. The way that he carries himself, the two-way versatility. I think you could put him and Max in the backcourt. McCain, you're just going to come off the bench, man. That's just the way
You
it
know
is.
what, too? To your point, you want to talk about a guy in this case here that will get. Nick Nurse is a strange coach in this sense. He's a classic example that everyone thinks it's age with Nick Nurse. It's not age. Is if you do what you're supposed to do defensively, he will let you do whatever the hell you want on offense.
Pretty much.
Right? So DJ's going to get a lot of the rock. I mean, a lot more of the rock than people think. You know, not so much as a rookie, but as we know, that team don't stay healthy. And the moment one of them dudes go down, when them old dudes go down, man, BJ's going to be right in there to take over the thing. Just like you saw Maxey come in there and start taking over stuff, you see it here with BJ. Yeah, it would be nice to stack picks 416. I hear you. Unfortunately, I don't think this team. I think that's the other story that's coming out of this too. This front office lack of ability to move quickly, and that's the way this. That's the way the NBA is now, man. You have to move quickly, and this team is incapable of moving quickly. Mind the point.
Great pick.
Okay, let's see what the Warriors are up to. I get the Warriors. I bet your Warriors pick Proctor. See who the Warriors pick. Proctor. Who they pick? Oh, Brea. More shooting.
Great pick for the Warriors, man. Guy can shoot. Makes sense. 2-time Atlantic 10-6 man of the year.
Honestly, honestly, they too like the Raptors. They can use some size, coach. Like you can't keep on playing Draymond Green at center.
No, but Bree, I mean, he's a 6'7" wing, like he could shoot.
He can shoot. I hear you, but like at some point they got to fill in some spots too, man. Because if they think like Draymond and like Kevon Looney's gonna get it done at this point in Golden State, this ain't 2016, guys. That ain't getting it done in 2015.
416, I would have taken Bree over Martin. I don't mind the pick of Martin, but I would have taken him. You can't, that shooting ability that he has and the size. 43% from three. Yeah. Curious about Reyno, though, why he's fallen.
I think it's the defense. I think that's where can you stay on the floor defensively? But if he's available as an undrafted player, I mean, I hope the Raptors got good sense to go and pick him up. Now, it's about this time last year they made the deal to get back into the they made the shed deal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We'll see if they do anything else.
No, it was the shed deal was done before the second round started. Like they traded in, but Shamshi, that was during the draft.
That was the one I'm thinking, right? So
So no one has come up, but the chat does have a link in it. I will.
Well, everyone's all exhausted, man. Too tired of all this great action we had from the draft. Man, what's going on, man?
I wanted to draft from these guys who play defense because Darko can't coach defense.
Yes, that's exactly it. That's exactly it. Like, once again, I said before, if you took these draft picks in to use hopefuls term, it's like if they were in a bubble or in a vacuum. I like Martin in this case here. That's fine. But my point is, like, those are nice to haves. They're not like we need some meat and potatoes at this point.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you can't have every single deal being fine in a vacuum.
There he goes.
And then nothing. You know what I mean?
There he goes. That town.
That's okay. It's Kobe.
Matt
Oh.
Wood- Maxime gone.
Oh, okay. You guys are still ahead of me, so yeah, I see it.
Well, I mean, it makes sense, right? It's down the street, Sacramento. They probably saw a lot of him
Yes.
in Stanford. So
Again, they don't address their defensive issues, but fine.
no,
No, but that's what whatever we trade them is going to.
3-point shooter. Wow, that would be nice.
Mobo's going to answer their defensive issues.
That would be nice.
Sabonis. What do you guys think of the Sabonis rumors? By the way, I don't buy it, but I'm just curious.
Wemby playing chess. Nice.
The Sabonis rumors to the Raptors?
Yeah.
I don't buy it.
Yeah.
I don't either. Wemby's going to have one hell of an interview when he comes back, honestly.
Yeah, you will from China.
Yeah.
Interview?
Yeah, because he's been training with the monks and stuff. Have you been following his story?
No, I have not.
No. He's like actually training with Shaolin monks and like playing basketball with them, and then like doing the weird like jujitsu or whatever the heck they or kung fu that they work that they do out there. So yeah. Like he's like legit going through that. He shaved his head and everything and went through the whole. Yeah.
I didn't know all this was going down. Okay.
Yeah. That's why. Even got a photo by the Red Palace with G in the back and all that good stuff. So,
Seriously.
What's this whole Bill Simmons, Kendrick Perkins beef? Like, is it Perkins that said we're going to finish top 6 or Bill Simmons?
Perkins said we'll be top 6, and Bill said I'll take that bet. Basically. And then Raptors fans get all. Bill Simmons knows how to rile people up to get clicks.
I don't know how that would have came up in conversation. I'm guessing something to do with CMB or something.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
No. I think they're just talking about like the standings.
I think Kendrick's been waiting for an opportunity to go after Simmons for a while.
Yeah, this on this point though.
No, I don't know. I think you just look at the first opening you can find. It's like I don't care what it is. Next time he opens his mouth with my name in it, I'm going after.
Billy, a lot of people thought that we needed a center at some point, and we do not apparently. So, yeah, I mean we have Jakob.
I kind of hope we go into the season now with no backup center. So
I do too. Hey, Chomchi's there.
Again, I hope we go into the season with no backup center. No, I'm just kidding. I like Chomchi. I just wish that I just fear that if you're trying to raise expectations on the team, bring him along a little slower. He had him in the G League last year. Put him up with the big team. Be a third string center. Someone always gets hurt, and then he becomes backup center. That's just me.
Absolutely.
Kid's 19 years old. Give him some runway. Yes, Will, you're probably right. I can't wait for the Bruno Fernando experience again. Gosh. It is interesting how Masai just doesn't really seem to care about centers.
Bruno Fernando was actually one of our better centers this yeah.
I'm curious why he doesn't really care much about centers, or that's the appearance anyway.
This is interesting. PTSD with no center. Well, you know what? It's not going to be Scotty's job. It's going to be CMB's job to be the small ball center. So,
well, I'm not saying that because I don't think he can do it. I actually kind of feel bad for him.
Yeah,
he's smaller than Scotty doing that.
Yes, he is.
Maybe that's why he dropped the F-bomb last night. He's like, good Lord, they're gonna have me playing against Jokic. Are you kidding me?
I get a good guard Joel Embiid if he's healthy.
Be out of the league in 5 years at this rate. Holy smokes.
Oh my goodness.
Holy cow!
NBA, nobody's available.
Yeah.
Uh,
The NFL no fun league, which is always the NFL joke, no fun league, and the
he
NBA,
really does hate playing the five and rolling and doing a lot of things inside, but hey, we'll eventually get there.
which is my point earlier on today on the space.
You think about it. Think about it. You had Matthew Bonner, a former NBA player, just saying how he felt. And then the
Yeah.
next year, they took that for him to actually go at it. And to be fair, most of the stuff he still had no bag. Am I wrong?
Well,
And he wasn't wrong, by the way.
yeah.
He was just like the way that he was talking about it is he said like, look, he has the fadeaway, but the fadeaway is a counter. You want to actually develop other things. That's not like that shouldn't be like some controversial like statement where oh my gosh, Matt Bonner is a hater and stuff like that. No, Matt Bonner is a real NBA player and does not need a job. Like he retired with NBA money. He's chilling.
Usually, if you've played in the NBA for multiple years, you can make opinions like that.
Usually, he's been on some good teams too.
Yeah. I want to say this, Washington, you are doing. I don't think we get any Washington fans listening to us, but great job so far on the trades and the draft and trying to build something there. You got a mixture of vets and young players, and the vets I think can still produce. There's a difference. I'm no offense to Garrett Temple. I know you're a good mentor. I think that's the word I'm looking for. But like Marcus Smart can still play a bit. CJ McCollum can still play. I don't know what you'll get out of Middleton, but I think he can still give you a few games with some, I guess, decent statistics. And people better watch out. This might be a play-in team next year. So as the East continues to get better, I can't quite say yet about Toronto that they're taking that next step. I can't say it.
Well, yeah, it puts a lot on Brandon Ingram to make it all work.
Yeah.
I don't know if they don't want Brandon Ingram to not ISO. I don't know how that's gonna work because we don't have a lot of other advantage creators. So it's gonna be yeah. We're leaving the
correct, Daniel.
yes.
That would be correct.
Yeah, I probably does feel that way.
I would love to hear Andre's part about the draft, man.
Hey, man, the link is in the chat.
The link is there, Andre. Come on up, man.
Come on up, Andre.
Board man gets paid. Let me hear what's going down, man.
Exactly. Raptor. Starfan. Hey, you're not wrong, cool cat. You're not wrong.
I'm I can't wait to get that second. Even the first unit is clunky. Even the starting lineup, when you look at the starting lineup, it's already clunky enough.
It is.
Right? Like I even know what you run with that team.
Will saying Barrett doesn't fit. I think a lot of things don't fit, man.
Quickly doesn't fit.
No. I mean, I know that there's a way that Quickly does fit, but the problem with Quickly is he's just like he's not the point guard that they think that he is. He's more of a like an undersized 2. And so if he's an undersized 2, then who's your point guard?
Well, unless he's gonna play with Nikola Jokic, he does not work.
Maybe that's where CMB apparently will put it all together.
Yeah.
Like none of these make sense. I'll say this though. If I said before, if you were to scrap and get rid of all the vets, let's just move it, and you had to start fresh with CMB, Walker, and Grady.
It's an interesting squad.
That's a good looking team that you could start running with. A much more fun team to look around, and actually you could then start building from that. But with all these other pieces just thrown in here, like in the attic, where he's like, okay, what the heck's here? Oh, it's like, oh, here's an old shovel. Okay, like you need to clear out all that stuff, man. Like this needs some spring cleaning, man.
Yes.
A bunch of players. Oklahoma City, what are they gonna do here, man? They're getting bigger again.
You're right, Cool Cat. It's almost as if Masai is trying to bring back Vision 6'9", but it's have we brought in someone 6'9" who can shoot besides Brandon Ingram?
Okay, I'm gonna. I am totally convinced by this. It never left him. It's just that in this case here, the draft picks fell in the way they fell, and he played it off like, "Oh, we were looking for shooting." No, if he had his choice, he would have done the same thing last year.
Need to rethink things and approach it differently. That's all.
I did find Bobby's press conference, though. I think I was telling you guys
Telling.
a little interesting, telling, because the reporters kept asking, well, how are you going to make the offense fit? How are you going to make the spacing work? Well, I'll refer to Darko on that, or you'll have to refer to Darko on that. Everything was just delegating to Darko about that. It's almost as if he was like, I don't know if that was the pick once Malwatch became available.
Right.
Maybe there was somebody else. It was just kind of curious because we saw that the trade deadline that time when Bobby said, well, I don't know, but what Masai said. When Masai said it wasn't that busy, I was getting phone calls left, right, and center and trying to work things. It was almost like they're disconnect there. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're onto something there, Coach. I think he's trying to make sure kind of hint like, hey man, this wasn't my call. Talk to Darko. This was Darko's guy. And maybe Masai made the decision in this case here, I'll go with Darko's guy. And he's like, okay, pick your guy. I said before, I don't think he had much say in last year's team to some extent with the draft picks. He definitely had influence on this year's draft.
Oh, we have someone on deck, so I'm just gonna put it up. I think it's Andre, so I think it's changed his name to Short Man.
Short.
There you go.
What it do,
Nice.
fam? What it do?
What it do?
Oh my goodness. That's fantastic.
That is fantastic. Short man.
Sorry, I don't have the camera today. Computer is messed up, but I talked about this pick. I remember going through the players and I watched CMB's the draft combine, and I'm like, anyone but this guy, because he can't shoot. And I'm not discrediting the intangibles that he is, but I had a feeling that he was a Raptor type player, and people were saying, "Oh, he's like the replacement for OG," and all that. Like I always keep hearing that, and I kept hoping and praying, like, "Hey, we're gonna get someone that has size, has potential, can shoot, can either shoot, block." I wanted a T, like what we call in design. In the design world, is a T skill, right? It means he has one main skill, and then he has 3 or 4 very good skills that have the T skill or whatever. And then we go and draft Murray Boyles. Not saying that he's a bad player. I just felt like at 9, I wanted someone that was going to be had more versatility when it comes to, their size, scoring, all those different things. But every time I have a conversation with someone, people were moving up to get him, stuff like that. And I'm just like, okay, look at our roster and how it's constructed right now. How does a player that cannot shoot even enter even our starting lineup when we are struggling to be a shooting team? Yes, the defense, yes, okay, we have a person that can play the point of attack, but then defend the point of attack and defend players. But he's so short, you can't play him at center. You cannot play him at the 4. Right, he's gonna have to be a bench player, right? Compared to
he's definitely gonna be playing the 4. I think he can play 4s.
I meant in the starting lineup, right? That's what I meant.
Even in the starting lineup, I think he can play 4s. Yeah, for sure.
So are you playing Scotty?
Yeah, I mean he's 240 pounds, but I mean
he got to lose 20 pounds, bro.
I don't think he has to lose 20 pounds. Like he can move around. That's how he plays the 4. Otherwise, yeah. We talked about it earlier. I think he's closer. Coach. I put a coach. I did a video on this, but he's closer to like a Jerace Walker. And coach put it
Yeah.
out that way. I don't get the. I've heard the OG comparison. I don't like it. I don't get it.
No,
OG
I
was a
don't think
completely different player. Um,
Yeah.
OG was a much more above the rim, a powerful
Mhm.
three in college, to be honest. But also OG lacked the internal dribbling, handling skills. Like this guy can
Yeah.
actually handle the ball. And he has some
Yes.
skills, but I just and I agree with Will. He's not like Derek Queen where he has to lose weight. But he's just it's a janky fit. It's a janky offense, as Steph Curry would say. So
So I understand that the thought process of pick. They said they think he was the best player available, but
you
when you
understand the thought process?
like, I understand them saying that that's the best player available, but why don't you use that as leverage to get more? You know what I mean? Like, does that make sense to you? I
Get
that's how
more
I
from
see it.
who?
From anyone else, from
That's a,
whoever, all the people that were calling them. You're telling
that's
me?
a great point, because I'm sitting there going like,
I
okay,
understand.
what happens when you pick Malwatch? Who will be the next team to pick Murray Boyles? How far would he drop?
Thunder.
He wouldn't go past OKC. That's for sure.
Right, and OKC picked 15.
Actually, to be honest, OKC wouldn't have picked him because they would have picked Sorber because
Right.
they
No, I'm
would
saying I
like
don't think
an
he would have.
actual big man.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just sitting here. If you go and look at how the draft went,
Yeah.
who would be the natural fit for him to pick if we didn't pick him?
I think
not
Malwatch
really
would have been
great.
the trading leverage for all of it because they were talking day
Right.
before. Like they said,
Yeah.
Malwatch falls to 9. There's going to be a huge bidding
Right.
war to try to get him. I wonder if Atlanta had not traded their 22nd pick, had they would have packaged 13 and 22 and tried to move up
Mhm.
I
in
guess
that way. But they'd already packaged the 22
Yeah, but
pick
none of
before
these-
Porzingis.
I guess shucks, we didn't get Derek White. That's
But
really
Coach,
what.
my point to you, Coach, is like no. You're saying that the leverage is based off of Malawatch, which is my point. No
Mhm.
one was coming up to go and get Murray Boyles. That's my point.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I don't think so.
Jonathan Givney or whatever his name is. He said that people were calling at him. They were calling him, and even after he got drafted, teams were still calling for him. So
Yeah, but
I don't know.
Which type of teams, though, Andre? Guys are at 17, 18 calling? Yeah. I want to know which teams. Like, was it Portland right behind us? Or was it some team that's in like 18, 19? That's a difference.
That's
Yeah.
a good point. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, it just depends on who the teams that were calling. You said they were calling for Murray Boyles or the pick.
Murray Boyles.
Murray Boyles, yeah.
They said, and then what's his Bobby said they had him at like top 5 on their board. Like,
I mean,
I don't
I don't know what
understand
else
that.
he's supposed to say, but I know you wouldn't want Bobby to come out and say we had this guy 20th.
No, I know what Andre's
Why
saying. Like,
say it at all?
I know
No.
what Andre's saying too, but I'm just saying, like, of course they're going to be high up on their board. I mean, they took him, and you'd hope so. But at the same time, it's like I again, like, I don't mind the pick. The pick isn't the issue.
Yeah.
But the team that he is going to is the issue.
That's
Yeah.
and that's what I keep saying. I know when they're talking to Zach, oh no, this kid can play. I'm like, I'm not discrediting the kid. I'm like, how does he fit with us? I don't know. And
Yeah.
the things
So-
that I see is size, shooting, and defense. And okay, yes, we got it for defense, but shit, man. Then you go in the second round and you pick bro. I said it to my friend today. I said, there's 5 guys I'm really interested in. One is already off the board. I want a 7-footer. I just want a 7-footer. And I'm like, I bet you any money they're going to pick the shortest guy on the team just to spite me. And then they freaking pick the shortest guy, point guard, and I'm sitting there like, I'm not saying the guy sucks. I'm not saying his skill is not there. But, bro, like, what do we need Jamal Shed again for?
Oh, you just got to trust the Messiah. Isn't that right, Andre? The Cool Cat makes a good a good point right here, where it's like, are we still building around Scotty with new draft players with shooting challenges? This is a very good point because we drafted 2 guys that don't. To the second rounder to a lesser extent, I think he can fit, but I don't. You're talking about him as more of a G League type player right now. it's you got someone that really doesn't have the best fit. So you're I guess you're banking on Scotty to come in like a new man, coming out.
Well, I view this in a kind of a different way. I don't think this pick is such a glowing endorsement of Scotty right now.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I'm just like,
But
does
here
it
too.
does this pick help him? And I can see this from another viewpoint is, does this pick help his game at all? I get it. You pick best player available. Again, I've said it before. That's subjective. My best player is different than your best player. But at some point, that best player that you select in the top 10 should try to complement your best player, your franchise guy. And I don't see how that
Was
how
he,
it does.
sorry, Coach? Was he the ninth best player in this draft?
Mm-hmm.
Again, it's subjective. I mean, he
depends
wasn't mine. I had him in the teens. I had.
But then
It's not.
that's
I don't.
not the player then. So then you're getting him for a position to fit, right? So then when we look at the team, I don't. You have Mobo, that's an undersized center. So you're gonna
Yep.
pick another undersized center and him. Okay, yes, he's like this tenacious defender. We need defense, but it's like the problem with our defense is not only just player personnel, it's literally the coaching and the defensive scheme that they have. So I don't know how I swear they thought Mitchell could save our defense, and it did not. We lost 40 points to like 4 or 5 times in a row by teams that had no business scoring on us. So
I don't think that Mitchell was ever seen as a long-term play. I think, the reality is they wanted to get off the McDaniels brother, and I think that Mitchell was just, he was part of the deal, and they just wanted to see like, does it work or does it not work? Now,
Yeah.
some people like Samson have pointed out that he was really good, and he was really good on defense. But at the same time, while he did work and the numbers were good with him on defense, we were still losing games. We were still getting whooped. We were still getting walloped by record-breaking amounts. I don't say this for people who tweet at Samson or anything like that or do anything silly.
Mhm.
I'm just saying, like, in terms of like when you're talking about things like players being potentially like all defense level or all world level, I always say like, well, if it's not leading to wins or whatever, then like it's not. Is it really making that big of a difference? And
Yeah.
for us, it wasn't. But yeah, no, I agree. There's a couple more things, and then Andre, just because we have
Yeah.
a wait list.
E-phase
So
and
yeah. So
yeah.
what else? What else are you thinking? What do you think of the second rounder? And yeah.
I don't mind a point guard, but I just feel again that wasn't necessary at this point.
Mm.
We need size. We don't like Coach said. If Jakob Pearl is injured, that's it, bro. We have no one to play center, and I'm not even a big Jakob fan, right? Like, get some size. Like, look, I'm looking at the second round, how it's going, and everyone's picking size, and then we went and picked a friggin' 6'1" point guard. Like, I don't get it, but again,
that's the part. He's not a point guard.
oh, he's like a wing. They saying he's a shooting or a wing.
Clayton
But-
Jr. is the point guard in that Florida team. He's the
Yeah.
two. So like, once again, you have a bit between your situation.
Mhm.
Short
Yeah.
guard that's actually got two. That's actually two.
He's basically a 6'2" shooting guard.
Again, anyways, but I'm excited to see. I'm still gonna give the benefit of the doubt. I want to see how they do in summer league, but hey, something's got to give here, man.
Let me ask you this, Andre, before you head out. You said give benefit of the doubt. Are you giving benefit of the doubt to the young people that just got drafted, or
Yes.
to the front office?
The players, man. I
Okay.
want to see they deserve a chance, right? They worked hard. Let's see what they can do. So I'm not gonna, because again, I don't knock the players. I just think about the team, how it's being constructed. Of like, you see how the NBA finals went, like, right? I'm sorry, but the Pacers really I'm sorry, my Oklahoma City. One of the reasons why they lost a few of those games is they couldn't shoot at certain times. So you have non-shooters you cannot have non-shooters to win games. You need shooters, right? It's only when they finally started to get back in shooting and playing their game, that's when they started to win. So if we're trying to think long-term about trying to win we have to look at what are the winning formulas in this NBA right now. Is it people that cannot shoot but can defend? I don't think so. So, hey, but let's give them a benefit. Let's see what they do. Maybe CMB was fooling all of us, and he's like a super sharp shooter or something. Yeah. Anyways,
Apparently, Masai wanted Martin for a while, so
Thad Young all over,
Uh,
is it?
yeah, exactly. Young Thad Young.
thank you guys. Yo,
Uh,
you guys have a good night. All right?
Take
Yeah,
it
yeah,
easy.
yeah. Andre,
Right.
thank you so
Yeah.
much for joining us. And yeah, like hopefully things look better. I do think that the summer league team is going to be exciting, and I
Yeah.
do think that in general, as much as it is tough, I do think that people give CMB a chance. I do think that he is he's a solid pick. And in some ways, just from a overall talent, if everything pans out, he is a high upside pick, but things
Yeah.
need to pan out. So
Yeah.
and things
We'll
like
see.
that.
We'll see. I've got, you know what? I got to be optimistic. I'm just trying. I'm questioning what's
Hey
going on.
man, you
I'm
don't you
questioning.
don't have to be.
Hey man, you're not the only one. I too. I'm trying to be optimistic about
I
this.
seen your
Yeah.
tweets, Coach. I seen your
I've been
tweets.
fighting with people today, and I said I like. It's nothing against the kid. I don't like the situation that he's coming to. I don't like
Even Nelly
what's
J came at me, Coach. Like, you like this pick? I was like, girl, just I wanted certain players, but that's why I'm
Hey.
not paid for this, bro. I'm
Who
here
did,
with like
who did
y'all.
you want?
Yeah,
Um,
who did you want before you go?
in the second round,
No, first round.
first round, I want to know a Sengu.
Okay.
That's what I wanted. I like his game.
Nice.
I think
Yeah.
it's the ceiling with him that you kind of
Yes.
look at.
I like his versatility. Like, I like that he started off as a wing, right? And they had to put him in different positions and he strived in all of them. I like that he could score without actually demanding the basketball,
He's a
right?
good cutter, yeah.
So it's like those type of things I thought would work well with Scotty and Bi, because it's like you don't want a guy that demands the ball. You want a guy that can kind of do the dirty work, right? Which CMB seems that's what everyone's saying CMB can do, but the shooting, bro, and the size. Like, come on, like 6'11", the kid is still growing. Anyways, you guys have a good night, all right?
Thanks, Andre.
It'll be all right. Take care.
All right.
Okay. Welcome to the stage, Effie. Welcome to the stage, NC for Change. How are you doing, man?
Hey,
I'm doing good. How are you guys doing?
We're doing good.
all right,
What
Dad. Still
what
breathing. I can't.
Yeah, still pretty. Yeah. Start with the most important stuff. We're still alive, another day on this earth. What did you think of the pick?
I obviously I wanted a big guy, but I think Elijah Martin is a dog. Is a really good player.
Mm-hmm.
And Andre that just left said and that he can shoot. He literally shot 36% in college, right? I think there was one game where he made 8 3 pointers. So I think we're going for defensive upside, but at the same time, maybe they have something up their sleeves on getting a maybe veteran big, because we have so many perimeter guys that we don't really have a center.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, we're certainly. I don't even know what to think, man. I'm just along for the ride at this point.
Um, okay, well, I'll interject.
It just feels like, you know,
I think this front office is delusional, and the reason why I think it's delusional, they are making moves as if they think they're a team that's like a one or two moves away from doing something special.
Yeah, but I think the way they from the draft, right, you can tell that they're not ready for any project anymore. They're ready for players that can come in and contribute. Do I like the picks? Not really, but for me, it's wait and see.
but but then why get a guy that can't shoot that you have to teach how to shoot?
Yeah, but do you know if they really do you know if they really want to keep Scotty Barnes?
I don't. I just that's you're right.
Exactly,
You're right.
exactly.
Um,
Because
yeah,
I'm just
CMB is
trying.
very. Go ahead,
Sorry,
coach.
sorry, go for it.
No, I say because CMB is a very versatile player, right? So let's be honest here. Even the guys that we really like, I like Noah Senge, he really can shoot too. Kamamalo can really shoot too, right? So we're just betting on their shooting form, hoping that they're going to be great shooters. But at the same time, also we're also betting on their height, right? But I don't want to poo-poo on CMB, but I think he's going to be a really good player.
yeah,
But the fit with Scotty Barnes is what worries me.
Yeah, I just
yeah.
I'm actually gonna try to put myself as Darko for a second, oddly enough, but I'm trying to make sense of how do I construct an offense when it's not so much the starters. I would say, what's that going to look like with Scotty and Pirtle and CMB when you have to go with those lineups? Because that is going to be very confusing. You're got so much. There's going to be so much rent in the paint. And then if you have RJ on the floor, I know Beyond said Grady likes to get into the paint as well, which he does. I mean, sorry, last time I checked, the paint is worth 2 points, and outside the perimeter is worth 3 points.
Yeah,
Now,
but the 2 points are easier than the 3 points, right?
yeah,
And
yeah,
mid-range wins championship. You saw what she just did.
yeah, but you still need threes. I get it. You could have a guy or two who's a master of the mid range. I totally get that, and SGA kind of brought that back, but I don't know if we have many guys that are masters of the mid range. I guess Ingram has to be really good next year because you just these moves haven't complemented Ingram or Barnes, in my opinion. I'm going to be fair to them. So
But to be fair, too, Grady is a better mid-range shooter than a three-point shooter right now. And I see CMB coming from playing with the bench players and then orchestrating the offense from the middle. So is he my peak? Not really, but I think he can
yeah.
work from the bench.
The one thing I do, I kind of worry about some of these guys in college who do really well, play great defense. Here's the adjustment you got to make to the NBA. The court's bigger. So when you trap in college, it's easier to do in the NBA because there's less court to do that on, right?
1960s spacing.
So Jamal Shid looked fantastic defensively in college, and he looked fine to me in the NBA, but that he's got more ground to cover now almost on the court. So when you have some of the big guys that you're able to get, or really the guys that have great lateral movements and quickness, you're able to do that a little bit better versus in college when the court is so much shorter and it kind of can help out the smaller players.
But the caveat to that is that on the offensive side, it's going to help CM be better to drive to the rim because there's more space.
Possibly, but the same, and I see your point. But all those baskets that he was getting at the rim in college, he's going up against 7 footer, 7'2" guys, legit NBA players. That's not going to be as easy for him. I don't think. I hope it is, but I don't know if it's going to be.
But I see him as a very high Q players, right? So
Oh yeah, yeah.
if
No,
you
he's
watch him stay when he drives, sometimes the paint is clogged. He normally kicks it out. So that's when you need to have like Grady, Jacoby, and the other Oshai playing with him if they keep Oshai.
Yeah, I think the other thing for me is like when he fronts in the post because he's good at fronting because of his length. But if he's going to be fronting in the post, is different fronting someone in college versus a like I don't know, at an extreme level, Zach Eady, obviously, but like say Carl Anthony Towns, like he's not going to be able to front Carl Anthony Towns in the post. That's going to be a bit of a rough go. Now we'll see. I know some people believe that he could be able to potentially guard Jokic, and like using forwards to guard Jokic it's been shown recently that and smaller players that like it can work. But I mean, Jokic isn't even in our conference, so focusing on Jokic is whatever.
Okay.
Yeah,
My worry is never in the players that we're picking is we don't have a big, right? If Portis get hurt, then who's gonna be the backup? We're
Jumshit.
not expecting Shamshi to. Shamshi is still learning the G League, so we're not expecting Shamshi to come in. So hopefully they have a plan to get a backup big.
Yeah.
Because ideally, I know I wanted Marcel Moreno, right, but he's not like a great defender.
What do you think about Bobby suggesting that CMB would spend time at the center?
Depends on who we're playing.
Beyond, were you about to say something?
Yeah.
Beyond is like, I don't give a shit.
Man. I'm just mulling in my head like, how do you put Pirtle out there with CMB? And if Pirtle's out there, where is CMB placed on the court with any line of Pirtle? Because Pirtle's got to play the high post. So where do you have CMB at that point? They're playing like something.
I don't see them on the court together, honestly speaking. Even him and Scotty Barnes on the court the same time is going to be challenging.
But they have to at some point.
At some point, they'll have to.
But the question I asked, right? I think everybody said they wanted the best player available, right? He seems like the best player available at 9.
I don't buy that.
I see
don't buy that one bit.
416 is saying he'll play in the high bench. You're killing me, man.
I mean, like this idea of the best player available, right? What your best player available might be different than my best player available.
I agree.
What I do know is that whatever way you say it, as I mentioned to the guys earlier in the show, the delta between what the best player is, if it's CMB versus say Malawach or say Carter Bryant, whatever, was not that big of a difference in my mind. It wasn't that extreme, right? It wasn't like in this case, say for example, you're picking like say a couple picks earlier, it's Trey Johnson, and then it's a choice was these guys. That is a difference in this case of best player available. This is not this, right? So like you're saying, people are acting like, oh, well, best player available. Like, come on, man, this isn't the best player available.
Who is the center that we like just kind of like excommunicated this year?
So Castleton?
No. Castleton got signed. It was the
Bruno?
other. Yes.
No. Yeah.
We like he was like
he played half decent.
Maybe we'll go get him back.
Hey, man, he's too tall, man. Can't have him out there playing. Too tall.
Yeah, but if we're gonna get a center, we need a center that can stretch the floor a little bit, right? So.
Well, it's interesting because I've spoken with a couple of people today who are not Raptor fans.
What is practicing his corner tree? Oh my god. He shot 33% from 3, better than Scotty.
But even they were like, what are you guys doing up there? We're trying to figure it out. And I'm like, well, we're trying, some of us are trying to figure it out too. And they said, look, we watched him in college, DMB. We watched South Carolina. He's a good college player, fine player, great defensive instincts, but we're just trying to figure out how it fits with your team. And they even were telling me, like, we get the whole notion about best player available, but at some point, you're going to have to pick for fit some regard. And I think their kind of point was, why did you pass on Malawach when he was on the board? You had the opportunity to take him, and that would have made Scotty Ingram's life a little bit easier and Pirtle's life a little bit easier. It would have made your roster, like your starter's life, a little bit easier. And I see your point. Malawach wasn't. I didn't view Malawach as best player on the board. For me, it was Coward. I thought he was, but if you took Malawach, it makes complete sense. But I did not have CMB. I'll just put it this way in my top 14, 15 guys.
Yeah, but when they use the analytics, right, CMB is like top 6 player, but obviously I thought it was going to fall to OKC. That would have been a good fit for OKC.
But look where that pick is, though. That's my point, though. Effie. OKC's like 15.
Yeah.
So in other words, the reach now. So you took a guy in this case that you think he might go 6 spots later.
Yeah, but I didn't know OKC wasn't trying to trade up to get him.
Nobody was. That's my point.
Because Brooklyn picked Iegodemi at 8, right? because OKC was trying to trade up to get Igodemi.
The reason why the 9th pick was so valuable was in this case here, people thought, and I think I read the room right on this one, is that
Yeah.
if you were trying to get one of the 2 centers that were there, this is where you can get the 2 centers before guys start picking off the centers left, right, and center.
Yeah,
You get in
because
front of the line-
Malwash went right after.
Right. And all those guys went almost right after each other. Him, Sorbert, Queen, they all went boom, 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 out the door.
Newell
And-
went
A
relatively
little later
by
than
the
them.
20s.
Right. But that was where you had to go if you wanted to be front of the line for the centers at 9. And no one's moving up there because they want to see CMB.
I am not disagreeing with you because my pick was Noah or Malwash. I'm just trying to play devil's advocate
Yeah,
here.
right. That's what I'm saying. That's the way Bill business. These guys are trying to
Fair
fall
enough.
off
Fair
of me,
enough.
man. Give me a break, man. They spare me, man. When all said
Yeah,
and
yeah,
done,
James, it's still alive.
yeah, well, all these things said and done, this front office thinks they're smarter than everybody else. And they think they're God's gift to basketball, and they think they created basketball. And they can put anybody on court in this case, and they can make them do what they want to do, right? So we're going to make you a spacer, Pascal. Okay. All right, then. You'll see already now, the old genius coach is already talking about Brandon Ingram. Well, we might have to get him off the ball from doing some of that isolation stuff. It's like, Brandon Ingram played for 9 years in the NBA. You want to try and now take away his isolation scoring? Good luck with that.
I think all it would be great if you're sure that Brandon Ingram is going to be healthy, right? The health is the key. So that if he's going to play like 67, 70 games, then you're going to be fine. But I don't see it.
So okay. Oh gosh.
But then we're hoping that Grady Diggs takes the next step, because then the players that we're drafting, they fit well with Grady because of the defensive side.
So Effie, how is he going to take next step? He can't get minutes.
Yeah, but you gotta play defense to get minutes too.
Because here's the crazy thing: a lot of people
You gotta play defense to get minutes. I'm sorry. I love Grady Dick, but he needs to get stronger.
Well, trial and error, man. That's all it comes down to. Like trial and error. Like you gotta let the kid play and let him learn from his mistakes.
Yeah, but you gotta play defense to stay on the court, right? That's just to be fair. Jacoby played really good defense, so you gotta stop your man.
He didn't get a lot of minutes.
What?
He didn't get a lot of minutes.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, but he picked up later, right? He struggled at the beginning, then he picked up later.
Well, I don't know about that. They started throwing guys like AJ Lawson in front of him. And Jameson Battle get minutes. So like,
you gotta play. Yeah,
what are
in
we
terms of
doing?
the minutes, there wasn't really a rhyme or a reason. So I'm not gonna buy that. Like, you gotta play defense to get on the court with Darko. I don't know.
You're right, because that means RJ should never show up in this case here. Nor
That is
quickly.
true.
Because them dudes don't play a lick of defense.
No, they don't.
RJ and quickly.
No,
And they get 35 minutes no matter
But
what.
RJ is our best player in attacking the rim. Now let's be fair to RJ.
Yeah, and Grady in this case is one of our best creators off the bounce before Brandon Ingram.
Yeah.
And so like, so it's just trading one for the other, which one you want. But the thing, we got a bunch of Dennis Rodman sitting out here on this roster that is like, well, Grady, you got to play defense. Like, well, who's playing defense on that in that group? Like, really? I mean, Scotty's the only one to have.
Well, let me be fair to the front of it. Well, you guys were all complaining that, including me, that the defense sucks, right? One of the worst defensive team. Then they're like, you know what? We're gonna go get you dogs that plays defense, even if they don't have offense. So here you go.
Do they have to go to the extremes? It feels like they go to the extremes, like that. I think that's the. Like the yo-yo.
No, but Elijah Martins, right? This guy can shoot, but Elijah Martins Elijah can shoot. He can really score.
So
the problem is just the height.
So let me ask you something. Would you play him over Grady?
Grady is more of I'll play him as the third point guard.
As the third point.
Where's he finding time, Effie? That's my point. You just a bunch of fellas in this case, like Jameson Battle, that still got to find time. You still got Shed there. Where's Martin finding time to play on this group? I don't even know where he finds minutes on this team at this point.
I think Martin will surprise a lot of people.
I would like to see him get a shot, but I'm looking around. I'm like, where's he getting a shot to play?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so my other issue too is like we talk about Grady, and I listen. I understand Grady needs to improve on defense. There's no, I make no bones about it, but at the same time, I'm looking at it as Grady has 2 more years left. You have to figure out what he is this year because you can't go into third year saying, "Oh well, now this is if he plays defense in year 4, then no." You have to figure out what you have by this year. That is a key thing. And so if he's not going to get minutes, you don't know. And are you going to prioritize Ochai over
I'm
him?
I'm gonna counter that. We're still trying to figure out Scotty Barnes, and you're talking about Grady.
But my point is, but you see, but both you guys are making the same point in some ways because this is why we're saying with this front
Yes.
office and this coaching staff. Like you have in this case here, be if it's Grady or Scotty, you're not playing to their strengths. So like Scotty in this case here, we know Scotty has trouble in this case when it comes to dribbling and stuff like that. No, we're gonna keep putting the ball in your hands. I don't know. Maybe you might want to get some guys that, why don't you get some creators in this case to help Scotty Barnes in this case to be more catch and shoot? No, we don't want to do that. No, we don't want to do that. Oh, maybe in this case here we get big in this case to help protect Grady and some of these guys on the wing that can't defend. So we have a shot blocking presence. Oh no, we don't want that. We got Steve at the center called Pirtle. Like,
To be fair, maybe CMB is.
Get some rim protection at some point,
Poor
though.
CMB.
But
I feel bad for him.
when you look at the roster right now, very thin at point, really thin at center. And in the 2-3-4, you get a mixture of guys who are like guards, forward, 6'4", 6'2", 6'7". It is interesting because Darko loves a 1-5 offense. So why are we thin at? It's like let's just highlight Pirtle the whole time. It doesn't make any sense, man.
No, they don't have a clue. So they highlight a player. So that I said this last year. They're running a 1-5 offense, and they don't have the guys that actually can run a 1-5 offense. They pick a point guard that can't really play point, and they have a center in this case here that's supposed to be a distributor for the high post that can't actually do it. And that's his focal point. And yet, to your point, we got a whole bunch of wings and guards, 2 guards. And make it make sense to me. I would love for someone to please figure that out for me, or what we running.
Yeah, I think we went from all 6'9" to all guards, right? So honestly, we have too many guards. We need some size for sure.
Well, take for example, Golden State just picked this kid here from Kentucky that can shoot. Golden State knows their philosophy.
No, the kid was traded. I thought he was traded to. If Kobe Bryant, he was traded to Phoenix.
Oh yeah, Phoenix. But nonetheless, even with Phoenix, it's the same principle. Phoenix is I'm looking at guys in this case that can get up and down the court and can shoot in this case. That is my philosophy. I am building a team around that in this case here. That therefore, no one's going to be able to go and sit on my guy in this case when Devin Booker's attacking the hoop. Everyone that is on the floor is going to be able to knock down a shot. That's how you start building a team around your best players in this case here. The Raptors don't do that. The Raptors just take pieces here and pieces there and say, here, we have a team.
By the way, just Proctor went to Cleveland.
Yeah. In my mind, even Brandon Ingram, once again, not playing your team's strength. Brandon Ingram's body is brittle. You are asking him now in this case to play 35 plus minutes a game to generate offensive shots for himself and everyone else on this team at this point. That is not fair for him. His body can't handle that load. And yet now we're putting him in a position where he's going to be very susceptible to getting hurt.
6 to 9 guards.
Very well played, James. Yes. So I don't know, Jeffy. I mean, your man, tell me. I don't know what your man's thinking. I don't know what this front office is thinking at this point, man.
I don't know either, but let's wait and see if they get a big man. Because we need a center for real.
Well, people, I have to head out, but I may be trying to. Actually, I might be a listener if I'm able to. So
yeah, we'll see how long we're gonna stay on for, Coach. I don't know how much longer we're gonna go. I'll leave it up to Beyond.
I see your name, Coach. Coach, you love spacing, so you're gonna space out of us.
am I gonna what?
He's gonna space out of us.
I'm going to space out of you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't worry. I don't think I'll be joining any spaces. But
Yes.
people already been messaging me today. And
No, I'm looking at your name on the screen. Coach loves spacing.
Oh yeah.
I'll
And
tell
I'm
you
just
this right now.
I'm just a draft Twitter guy or something like that. That's what someone just wrote to me. So okay.
Can you, if he ends up being undrafted, would you throw out a flyer going for Dink Pate?
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
And the problem with I like Elijah Martin, right? But now if Ryan Neyman goes undrafted, I don't see the need for him anymore.
Well, I think he get drafted right now from the Pacers when this commercial break's done. Wow.
Because apart from the size, he's a true point guard.
Yeah, I think he get drafted right now.
You're talking about Nemhart?
Yeah.
Yeah.
His brother's team's coming up right now. I think they're going to draft him when they come back from this break. I just don't know what the philosophy of this team is. I have no clue what they're doing. I mean, I wish CMB some luck because I think in the right type of team, he'd be a fun player to watch. I just don't know where he finds space to get his game off because, it's like there's so many people who want to be in the same area he's in, and guys just be bumping into each other.
I think.
But defensive is going to be one of our best defenders from day one.
Yeah, I think even on this team, he's going to be fun to watch, but then it's also going to be frustrating because you'll see it's like he's going to struggle in areas where he doesn't have to struggle because of the spacing hurting him. And that's tough.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, can we put – like you're either putting a lot on development where people are I was talking to someone yesterday and they're like, but I really trust his shooting and he did this. And it's like, if he could – the whole thing is if he can do this and if he can do that. And that's a lot.
Well, as I said before, if the skill set is dribbling, I'm not as worried about it because dribbling, you can improve on that if you put the work into it. The shooting is a lot tougher than people think, man. It's like, because there's a lot of mechanics involved. And it's like, for you to turn into a really good shooter all of a sudden, jump shooter, like not everyone's Kawhi Leonard, guys. And even in college, Kawhi Leonard wasn't that bad. As much as
Kawhi wasn't bad in college.
People make it sound like he was throwing bricks. It's like, no, he was a decent. I watched him in school. He was a pretty decent shooter then. I don't know, man. Like I'm just sitting here shaking it. But when it's all said and done, all this would be made simpler if your top player was actually the player you think he's going to be, and he's not. And now you're trying to find all sorts of ways to jimmy it in this case here. And Jerry rigged this thing so it can work because he's incapable of doing some of the things you need him to do.
I think the summer league team is going to be great, though. So
well, I'm not looking forward to that.
Yeah. That is going to be fun.
Maybe that's what we should be looking for, a summer league championship.
I honestly think that, I think Jacoby, the guy is just sitting here no one's talking about, that I think could have a real breakout season if he gets the opportunity.
Yeah.
Because if you watch his video, he's really working hard, putting on some weight and muscle. And
and he already has some of the skills that you want already. And, he keeps working on his handle. I think he's going to be a guy that I'm looking forward to seeing this year. And I think Grady also, too, as he gets more muscle, he's going to – I think those two guys, I just want them to get minutes, man. It's like putting more guys in front of them as obstacles just frustrates me, man.
Yeah, that's why I get the second round pick, and I understand the like for him, but it's like you have to create minutes for space and space for guys to operate and prioritize what you have. The things that scare me is like Masai in his season-ending presser saying things like, "Well, I don't know what Jamison Battle is yet," right? Like you should know who Jamison Battle is by now. You should know who some of these things are by now. So yeah, do they have money to get a big? Yeah, they do if they want to. You can get like a veterans minimum, biannual exception. They'll have access to the full mid-level exception if they want to, the non-taxpayers. Will they use it? I don't know.
So who are the bigs out there? Apart from Capella.
Well, there's Capella. I think is Thomas Bryant. James Wiseman, who we just cut. I don't know if James Wiseman is someone that interests you right now. I'm gonna pull up the list also right now. But it's honestly Brook Lopez. I forgot about that. Sorry, 1 second. These are
Coaches,
agreed
man,
on.
the Chomchi will be in the mix this year. Boy.
Chomchi is available. He's not a free agent though, but he is
Yeah,
available.
He's your backup center at this point. It looks like.
He is your backup center. Mo Wagner is. I doubt. I think he goes back to Orlando. There is Horford. We would sign Horford, wouldn't we? At age 39. We're just going after KD, and might as well go after the next old guy. Kevon Looney is an interesting one if you want to go with that.
So 2 guys that can't shoot at center.
You might as well. There is one guy, but I don't think that we have a chance to get him, and that would be Naz Reid.
No,
But we're
we
not
don't have.
going to get Naz Reid. DeAndre Jordan, as someone pointed out, at this point, I mean, like, if people are going to complain about the non-shooting centers, then like most of these guys are not shooting centers. Would I ever trade for Ayton? Absolutely not. He has trouble getting out of his driveway when it snows. So, and it snows here in winter. So probably not. It's probably he's gonna have trouble getting to the arena. Any Tristan Thompson fans?
No.
Luke Cornett. Someone mentioned Luke Cornett.
That might not be a bad one.
It's not the worst.
Yeah, I don't mind that. Compared to the names he gave me, he's the only one of the few I was like, okay.
Miles Turner is probably not. Capella, Capella's best years are behind him. I'm just gonna say that right now. I think on this team you need more than a lob threat as a center. Oh,
We don't even have the point guard for a love threat.
Yes, exactly. That's a good point. So I need someone to give a little bit more. Santi Aldama is not a center. I don't know why he's listed as a center, but sure, Santi Aldama. Maybe. I don't think it's really worked out well. He's more of a power forward. I think Santi Aldama could play with CMB though. You know, because I'm looking at someone that would play and pair well with the number 9 pick, so that his minutes are easier and better and cleaner. I think he's a really good passer. I think he does a lot of good things. But like Scotty, he needs an optimal condition right now until his shot comes. Now, his shot may come, and if his shot comes, then it's a different world. Then it's a different world for other people as well. But yeah, I mean, some of these names, I'm like, are you Paul Reed? Tony Bradley. I saw someone if you saw those Tony Bradley moments in the playoffs, I'm gonna say absolutely not. Jackson Hayes is an absolutely not for me. Luke Garza, does that I'm just gonna keep ripping off names and beyond. If any, just say yay.
It's getting worse by the second.
Bismack Biyombo kind of a thing.
He's still in the league.
Yes, he is.
Oh my God.
There's Micah Potter. That's too close to Porter, so absolutely not. Christian Coloco, I feel like we've seen that.
Ship sailed.
It's gone. It's done. Jericho Sims, Knicks legend.
Maybe.
You know who could be interesting, but I don't think we're the type of team to go for him. Bobby Portis.
Portis ain't coming here.
Is he a free agent?
He said that he's opting out to get more money. So
Portis isn't coming here.
You don't think he is?
No.
Yeah. Okay.
Portis going to a contender.
There's other guys I'm not naming, like guys that are like Jalen Williams. They're not going to opt out of him. The one that's a center. Yeah, that's about it. It's not a great center crop. I mean, unless you're looking at one of the Plumlee brothers.
The Plumlees live.
So it's like maybe that or Al Horford. Al Horford's probably like
See,
I thought Al Horford was retiring though.
Man, that money's too good to pass up, man.
Yeah, it's true.
Look, like
James says that he might have to look for the for the WNBA to find a center. He might at this point.
Well, this is the reason why, going back to the discussion earlier, why the 9th pick was such a potentially a costly mistake. When you list that set of batch of centers out there, and you had a chance to go get yourself, I'm not saying I'm down with the center, but
Yeah.
if the center was sitting there, and you see what's left out there in the free agent market, like you're sitting there, and no one, quite honestly, no one's trading your stuff to give you a center. Sorry, RJ's not getting you a center.
Oh, you know what? I forgot. Yes. Actually, Brian Q, you make a good point. Precious is out there.
Oh gosh.
Are we going back there?
I'm good.
Yeah, I really want to watch basketball next year.
I'm good. Like you just, you know what? There is one guy that is available that we haven't talked about. Chris Boucher.
Well, he's not center though.
No, he's not a center, but can he LARP?
Nope.
Okay.
He did that role a million times. Nope.
Does Marvin Bagley?
Oh God.
No.
Jeff Green is still out there and still playing.
Jeff Green still playing?
He is still playing. He played on Houston.
Oh, he did
Great
play
locker room guy.
Yeah. No. Like, this is the thing, right? So, like,
Trey Lyles?
No, I'm not saying that.
Are you going to take a shot at Rand's favorite person, Bol Bol?
No, I'd rather take one of these undrafted kids in this case and give them a shot.
There's Jalen Wilson, who is a club option. It's slim. Kai Jones. Ugh. It's not great.
Man, I'm gonna try to get ill and think was hearing you mention some of these names, man. I don't know. It seems like we've reached the bottom of the barrel, as they say in this case here.
Yes.
Call it a night because there ain't much else to say at this point.
The only other one would be Julius Randle if he opts out, but according to someone, Julius Randle at home, so
we can't pay him.
Yeah, we can't afford him. That's true.
I heard we just drafted Julius Randle, so why do we need Julius Randle?
Jake LaRavia is an interesting one, but he's not really a center, and I want an actual center if we're going to get a center. I don't want someone who is not a center to try to see if they can pretend to be a center. I think Luke Cornett, out of all the names, is probably, funny enough, the best name we actually said. And they should, if it was me, that's probably one of the ones that they should look at. If they see Santi Aldama as a center, maybe. I don't think he's a center, but
unless he's playing that kind of, he's probably if you look at him for that Olenek role.
Yeah.
He's really trying to get a guy like that for a while.
Sure,
so.
I mean, if they want to take a run at that, that's cool. Although, I mean, if they like the Olenek role, I guess that's why they like CMB. But I mean, minus the shooting, of course.
Well, I suppose that's why they like Wolf, right?
That's true, Danny Wolf. Yeah. I mean, it's like, to be honest, I think like there's a world where you go and you go back and talk to Brooklyn and you try to get your Danny Wolf, or something like that. Or you try to get a center that kind of like fits around CMB and that makes it easier. So yeah. Effie's still here. James, coach had to go. So yeah. We'll probably wrap this up in the next 3 minutes because I don't think that there's anything else. We don't have to make this the pre-agent show or anything.
Let's get ready for summer league, guys.
When we're talking about Luke Cornett, I think it's close to it. Jeff Bassey is the final person that you would maybe talk about, but even that is.
Who?
Sorry, Charles. There's a guy that I actually used to go to school with. That his name is Jeff Bassey, but Charles Bassey is his name.
I don't know Jeff nor Charles, so I mean, yeah, I think this here, we can call this a night, man.
Yes. Anyone else have any thoughts in the comments? Your thoughts on the Raptors pick, Mr. Carlos Williamson, according to Beyond. I think on the high side he could be Paul Millsap, but the shot has to. Either way, the shot has to go. The shot has to hit. One other thing. Like, comment, and subscribe, people. This is my video on CMB. I just put it in the comments. So if you want to see the post CMB stuff, we will see. I don't know. People said that he should say sorry. I don't. For him swearing. I mean, that's whatever. I don't care. People.
I
Nobody
think
says
I think people making a big deal out of that. That's nothing
Also,
but that.
we've got the thought police or something like that. Like, really? It's like we sit down
yeah.
we sit here and watch sports every day, and guys say a lot about everyone and their mother.
Yeah.
I was also everyone's clutching pearls now. Like, give me a break, man. Yo, man, let's close the night, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Raptors fans are so sensitive sometimes.
Yeah, I think that yeah.
I'm worried. I'm more worried about his shooting than his cursing.
I will leave it on this point. I'll say number one, I'm rooting for CMB regardless of the roster around him. I'm really rooting for him to succeed. Also, if he succeeds, it could mean the right roster moves are made to kind of make it put into things. Can I put him in the link in the description? I don't know how to edit the link in the description on this, but I will try. I can always go in post. Actually, you know what? Let me do that before I go. So for those of you who like the CMB, or at least I'll pin it. Sorry, Beyond, for making you suffer through this. Made me try to do this. Yeah. 1 second. There we go. But yeah. Again, appreciate everyone for being here, and that will Beyond, is there anything that you're hoping for other than sanity?
Summer League.
Summer League would be fun. It will be fun, actually. Hold on 1 second. Let me just do this. I'll have to do it manually. That's why. Here we go.
Summer League. That's all, man. Looking forward to seeing my man Jacoby. That's it.
Let's see. So yeah, the CMB video. Check it out. There you go. Saved.
What do you think? What do you think about Brooklyn Nets with all the point guards?
Well, it tells me that they really don't believe that Cam Thomas is a point guard. I think I like Brooklyn's moves. I like that they're trying to get guys. Joe Dumars actually said something very interesting, and I like his approach to the draft. He said, and this is about Derek Quinn. He basically said, when you see a guy that you want, you just go take the asset and you go get him. I'll apply this to CMB. If they really truly wanted CMB, they got him. Fair enough. Now you have to do the hard work, as well as him as well, to make sure that it works for that guy. So yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, but giving unprotected 2026 picks, that's kind of risky.
Well, you remember what I said earlier? I think you were in the chat at the time. I said it would have been nice to get that Bucks pick.
Yeah.
Right? Because then you could have taken that. Now you can go after Giannis. You have two 2026 picks, right? And one of them is the Bucks picks. Now we're talking.
Yeah, you can give them their pick back, right?
Who ended up getting that pick?
Atlanta.
I don't think that they're a Giannis destination though, but yeah. Interesting.
Well, Giannis agent went there, right?
Is Giannis what?
Is Giannis agent joined the front office or something?
I think he was in the like they were talking about it, but I don't think that they went with him specifically. So yeah. Daniel, Frank, if you could confirm, if it's in the link, and then we will get out of here. But yeah, folks, check that video out if you haven't already. It was a good video. Beyond, thanks for joining me. Effie, thanks for joining me. Andre, when you were here, thank you for joining. Coach, of course, always thank you for joining. And everyone who's listening, of course, thank you so much for joining. It's been great. It's been fun.
I like to see who
Mhm.
who goes undrafted that we get.
Well, yeah, it looks well. Knowing us, we may not get anyone, but Nemhard is still out there. And there are a couple other guys. I don't know if there's any centers, but yeah. But
But do you want Neymar after we pick so many guys?
no, 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 I'm good. I would like them to get someone sensible and someone who fits with the roster. But I think didn't Rocco have like a brother or something like that? We can't get him. At this point, I don't know though. It's whatever. Anyways, take care, everyone, and peace.
All right, thanks.